Hey everyone, it's Kogi from creativekogi.com and welcome to day 3 of Not Just Your Basic Granny Square Cal. We will do 4 rounds today, rounds 11 to 14, and it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes, although your square is now starting to get a bit bigger. And thank you also for posting your progress pictures. I'm so glad so many of you could join us on this Cal. Okay, so here we are. You will see that I've worked away my ends. Look, there's proof it's all gone away. Um, so today, what we are going to do is essentially a repeat of what we did yesterday. So I'm going to start again with that green with my V-stitch. We are also going to do the DC3 together. Um, so really easy rounds. They're just repetition rounds, but I will work through them with you. So let's just start in your chain to corner space with your standing double crochet. Okay, so there you go, one standing double crochet, and you will work one double crochet to make half a corner as we do. You are now going to skip that first hidden stitch and work your V-stitch in the next stitch. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just read the instructions carefully because in the previous rounds when we did the V-stitch, I asked you to skip 2 stitches. The reason why it changes all the time is because I'm trying to keep the stitch counts correct so that you don't end up with extra stitches that you don't quite know what to do with. So on this round, we're just skipping that first hidden stitch. We will work our V-stitch, which is one double crochet, chain one double crochet in the same stitch, then skip a stitch and work a V-stitch in the next stitch all the way to the end. And at the end, we work our corner, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. So I am going to be quiet at this point onwards and let you continue with the rounds. And let me see if I can find you some appropriate music, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the round. Okay, so we are at the end of this round, and I'm going to work that second half of the corner. And I've decided I am going to work away my ends. I do not enjoy doing it afterwards. So whilst I do that, I'm going to let you catch up, and I'll see you on the next round. Alright, so my ends are worked away, and I'm going to start with the DC3 together, and in my pink, I'm going to start in the chain 2 corner space, and again work half a corner, starting with the standing double crochet. Now the only thing to remember here is a chain 1 after the corner and before the corner, and then in the V-stitch, so you're going to skip 2 stitches, and in that V-stitch, in that space, you're going to work a DC3 together. So remember, it's basically working a double crochet but halfway through, so you end up at the end with just 4 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Okay, and in between the DC3 to get the stitches, I've got chain 2. And yeah, this is really what we've done already, so I'm going to stop there, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the round. Okay, so we are almost at the end of this round. I hope you enjoyed that music. Um, so the double crochet three together stitch is probably it's the only round that would take up much time in today's rounds. Oh dear, what am I doing? Let me redo that one. The other rounds are fairly straightforward. I'm just, as I am doing this, I'm quickly looking at the time, and yeah, we're about 15 minutes into the rounds. I think, again, our timing is yeah, pretty much spot on, and I think we wouldn't go over 30 minutes. So, oh, I seem to be catching the strand. This yarn's quite strandy. I'm not sure if we will revisit the stitches. We'll see. We'll see. I want to try and keep it new and exciting, although we will have a few repeat rounds. Yeah, but I think it was so needed because look how awesome that looks. So my final DC3 together in that last V stitch, and yeah, skip the last two stitches and the second half of that corner. So look, um, I'm enjoying this. I'm quite liking the look of it. I will work that round in a way later. I'm just sort of, teasing it a little bit, just making sure it's square. Um, if yours is starting to become a little bit wonky, then I do suggest blocking. I don't really block in between rounds. So yeah, I leave it up to you. You decide. All right, so round 13, and I'm bringing in the white again just to kind of keep this portion of the pattern consistent. Um, you don't have to. You can use whatever you have. I have these limited colors in my stash, so I'm kind of keeping. I'm going to keep with these colors. I've seen some of your very vibrant blankets, and I'm completely jealous. But yeah, my stash is quite limited. So on this round, just like we had done previously, you're going to work half a corner. Now there's no skipping stitches, so you're going to work 1 DC in each of the next two. There you go. Then 1 DC in the chain space, 1 DC in the top of that DC3 together, and just keep going until the end. Now, what I've realized, and this is not to do with this round, but having little balls of yarn and working with little balls of yarn is actually quite frustrating. I'm finding that the ball's rolling everywhere and not staying where it should be. And I've never saw the need to have one of those yarn bowls previously until I've started now working with these little balls and sitting at a table because I'm trying to do these rounds and my the equipment sort of set up to record over my table, and it's just rolling all over the place. So tomorrow, before I do the video, I'm going to hunt in the kitchen for something that's going to substitute as one of those funky yarn bowls. So yeah, let me see what I can come up with. So essentially, this round, back to it. We've done it previously. It's a stitch in the chain space and a stitch in the top of the DC3 together, and those two the end stitches, and then your corner is 2 DC, chain 2, 2 DC. And that's pretty much it. So you keep working it all the way around. I'm not going to end off and start another color at this round because we are simply doing the same stitches again. But yeah, depending on how much stash you have and how big your this current ball that you're using is, you can decide. So you'll see that when I come to the end, I'm going to not cut off the yarn. I'm going to instead do a half double crochet join. But let me not jump the gun. I'm going to just stop talking now, let you continue with the rounds, and I'll then catch up with you at the end of it. So sorry for that very abrupt stop in the music, but I want to draw your attention now to the end. I want to use the same color. So what I'm doing now, so let me show you, is hold that knot of your starting double crochet in the back and work a half double crochet in that stitch. And it allows me then to start at the same point. So that's it. So we're on our final round. We're on round 14. And see, because I've done that half double crochet join, I'm now starting in exactly the same spot. So chain 3 and 1 double crochet for your first half a corner, and I'm not skipping stitches on this round. I'm working in every single stitch because I need the stitch counts to work out. Yeah, I need that stitch to work out for the following rounds, so just so that we can get the maths correct. Yeah, I often, when I'm designing, I do sit with a calculator just to make sure that all the counts are correct and you don't have extra stitches. It's just me. Yeah, it's my background. I'm a scientist, so it's everything's got to work out in some kind of logical way. So what I'm doing here is working over that yarn tail, which is from my standing double crochet on the previous round. And you can see, like I've explained on previous rounds, I pull it quite tight, and I keep working until the very end. And if that little bit is bugging you, you can always just cut it off. But when you get to the end of it, you can't work over it anymore. Then you gently ease it, and then it's completely hidden. And it wouldn't come undone because I do have that starting knot. Right then, so keep going, and I will catch up then with you at the end of this round. It's the final one. There's a little bit of time left, and I think I would have to apologize if we go over, but let's see how we do. Okay, so I believe that an apology is going to be necessary. I did try and keep it in exactly 30 minutes, but I'm looking now at the timer and we are just gone a bit over. And I suppose if I didn't talk so much and keep wanting to stop and have a look at what this pattern's looking like, it could probably go a little bit faster. But I think it's also important for me to explain it to you, especially if you're a beginner and you're not feeling completely confident. It's it's I think it's really important to for you to understand the basics. And if you know how to do the basic stitches, then ach, um, there's just so much you could do. So just understanding a few stitches and then just working variations of that stitch creates such unique patterns. So there we go. We're at the very end. I'm going to finish up that corner. I'm not going to do the invisible join here. I'll do it later. I'm going to have to take a photograph anyway, so I will have to do the join before I am able to do that. But look how awesome this is. I'm going to end off. I'm not going to use the same color again because on the next round we're going to start a completely different stitch. So I'm going to cut away that yarn and I will end it off with the invisible join. Um, and yeah, so isn't that pretty? Um, so gently just easing it into shape, and of course, again, if you want to, block it. But yeah, gone over about 2 minutes. So let me quickly say, I that's the end of today, and I will see you all tomorrow. And yeah, let's see if I can keep to 30 minutes tomorrow. Have fun. Take care. Bye.